Shahid is somebody who knows his craft very well, and he doesn't let you know. I think the one thing I want to take back from him is his understanding of the craft. He's not kind of going out there and saying this is how women are or this is how men are. I don't think that that's what he's doing. This is my interpretation of it. And then the whole toxicity, man versus woman debate comes in and stuff. I feel like he's just showing characters, and they are flawed characters. For the nth time, saying this because I believe in manifestation, it is Shah Rukh Khan. I have always wanted to work with him for multiple reasons. I had one brief interaction with him.
Namaste Darshako, I am Manjari Mukherjee and you are watching me on Not So Mainstream, exclusively streaming on Pop Diaries channel. Well, this is where we have conversations about unconventional journeys with some conventional people. Well, get ready because I have a very unconventional journey unfolding in front of you. When I say this, basically it is, I feel that she is unconventional because she has done her debut in a movie. Then she's gone back to TV. Then she's again made come back to the big screens and with terrific performances one after the other. And I have to tell you, हम सिर्फ इतना बोल सकते हैं, ये आईना है या तू है. I mean, जब भी उनको देखते हैं हम किसी भी रोल में, I feel like she completely imbibes herself within the character. We forget that she is somebody else in real. Absolutely. Be it small roles, be it big roles, be it the small screen or the big screen, we are in love with her. And क्योंकि उनसे नजर नहीं हटती, इसीलिए हम लोग उनको जानते हैं as the one and only Nikita Dutta.
Thank you. This is such a lovely introduction. Also, you're such a beautiful singer. I wanted to tell you, please continue singing. We'll do this in the end. I really needed to sing those lines. Beautiful. Okay. Hi, everybody.
Okay, firstly, I have to tell you many congratulations.
Thank
Nikita,
you.
For Danga. I've seen the trailer. Terrific trailer. I am really waiting for, watch it on the big screens.
Yeah.
But I want to know, what was the best reaction that you got after the trailer came out?
The best reaction I think I've got from my mother. I think I consider her to be my biggest critic, and she's very blunt with me. She's very upfront. So anytime I get like a praise or approval from her, I know it's for real. I really take that very seriously. So after watching the trailer, the one thing she told me was that बहुत ज़्यादा दमदार लग रहा है, बहुत time हो गया ऐसा कुछ दमदार नहीं देखा है. So I felt like, I was like, okay, we've kind of hit the spot with the trailer.
I think she's absolutely right. Because बहुत time बाद हम लोग कुछ ऐसा एकदम power pack देख रहे हैं.
Yes.
And you in it,
Thank
it has
you.
to be marvelous. And I say this because you have done quite the iconic and unconventional roles. You've proved your mettle as an actor, and I want to know this. Mostly you've got it. I want to know, want people to know she did her debut in Lekar Hum Deewana Dil in the big screen, and then you went to TV.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite the opposite. लोग ऐसा approach करते नहीं है. Like they first do TV, then they do movies, and I want to know why. I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Because they have that fear.
Yeah.
कि TV will label us,
right.
They will box us.
Yeah.
तो हम लोग को फिर और कोई seriously लेगा नहीं.
Correct.
ये वाला thought process चलता है. So I want to know, you had this inhibition या फिर it was smooth sailing?
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. See, with us also what happens is, firstly, I did like a cameo in Lekar Hum Deewana Dil. And what happens is that I don't have a lot of things that are going to be kept ready for me. Okay, we come from a place where we don't have connections and relations or anything of that sort. Sure. So I did not think from the point of view that, I'm going to go and get typecasted or I'm going to get boxed in television, even though a lot of people warned me saying that it's a black hole. आप इतने addict हो जाओगे रोज काम करने के लिए, you'll keep getting your checks regularly, so you'll just get so used to that life, you'll never want to come out of television. A lot of people warned me with that. But the idea that I went to TV with was simply that I want to work. I said I would rather work than sit at home and wait that some big film is going to come my way. And I had not been to any acting school. So I think television was a great learning for me. And you will also understand this because I'm sure the same happens with your profession, that experience makes it better.
Absolutely.
It's not that you can go to a school and you've not trained in like asking questions or something.
True.
You just get better every interview you do.
Exactly.
And it's the same for us. Every day is a better day on set. So I literally took television like that. And there was no idea that I'm going to continue with television. I genuinely didn't know. I'm going to make the switch to films. I think after my third show, I felt like I really need to take a break because this is not giving me that satisfaction that I want, work satisfaction, which is when I decided to take that switch. And to be honest, it was not an easy call because suddenly, from working every single day of the month, you're going to like sitting and waiting patiently. We are also rejecting a good amount of money coming your way. But I'm glad I did that because I always think of like long term and I'm like, no, long term, I know this will make me happier.
And I think that's the best part. Taking that one leap of faith.
Yes.
I think that's where you really make it for yourself.
Correct. I think at some point we all have to do that in our career.
Absolutely.
Like you need to take those tough decisions which might not be easy when you start, but then it gets better.
Absolutely. I completely relate.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, back to Dange.
Yeah.
I want to know what was the experience like working with Bijoy Nambiar and the cast of Dange. And when I saw the trailer, it felt that it was a little challenging, the movie. But I don't know if it felt like that for you when you were actually doing the movie.
No, it was extremely challenging. Like I feel like out of whatever I've done, this is what I would count this as one of the most challenging characters that I've gotten to play, and even in terms of like whatever we've done in the film. With Bijoy sir, I think there's a lot that I've taken back. There's a lot that I've learned. His process is very different. It's not like the regular filmmaking. And technically, he's shot this film in a very different way. So for us also as actors, it was a new thing for us. I don't think anybody on set had dealt with that kind of a technical shoot, which was definitely not easy. Because we were also shooting a bilingual. He shot 2 films. He shot a Tamil and Hindi film at the same time.
Oh.
So like shooting time was just double. So it's like if you're shooting one scene in Hindi, immediately the second scene in Tamil.
Exactly.
So we are waiting more. Our entire everything, just the process gets longer and more tedious. So to just go through all of that, I mean, now when I look at it, I feel like it's been an experience of a lifetime. I'm really glad that I got to be a part of this. And the more I look at whatever's coming out from the trailer to the songs, it's just making me immensely happy. Like, I don't know what's the fate of Dange once it comes out in the theatres, but I'm extremely happy whatever I'm seeing. So, all due credit to Bijoy sir for that. The cast of Dange, I'm going to speak about Harshvardhan and Ihan. Both are lovely boys. Both are very, very dedicated boys. They're very good-looking boys. I feel like the best thing about the trailer is that it's so difficult to pick a side. I know the trailer right there says pick a side. The poster says pick a side. So many people have asked me and I'm like, I just cannot. I'm biased towards both. Like, I really like so many things about both of them. So, they're wonderful people, lovely co-actors. I mean, Harsh is a great fitness freak, so I think we've bonded a lot on that. Ihan has a great sense of humor. He's managed to make me laugh at the most oddest situations and keep the mood light. So overall, I feel like this entire experience of Dange that I'm going to take back with me is all happy memories and a lot of learning.
But given a hypothetical situation, okay, this is a tricky question.
Okay, go for it.
If I ask you that for one particular reason you will start out a Danga yourself,
Yeah.
what would it be and why?
I think if I am hungry for like 4 to 5 hours and somebody says there is no food available, I will start a riot. I will get hangry, and that's the only thing I lose my temper for. I've actually been saying this a lot, and I stick by it, that nothing makes me angry, nothing makes me lose my patience. I can take any problem that comes, but the moment I am hungry, I've not gotten food to eat for like some 3-4 hours, the hanger starts coming out. So I think that's the only thing I'll cause a riot for.
Wow, super. I think that's very less. We would like to keep her fed all the time.
I'm glad.
Okay, moving on. Nikita, this is something that comes from within me.
Yeah.
As an actress, when I said that unconventional, why?
Yeah.
Because you've chosen characters not on the basis of quantity,
Yeah.
but always on the basis of quality.
Right.
And that is something that people don't do a lot of times,
Yeah.
especially when they are doing leads, not doing leads, or whatever
Right.
for that matter. So for you, how did you make sure, was it a conscious decision first? I want to know, that you were going to choose this ऐसे ही characters करूँगी because
Right.
I don't want to be a conventional Bollywood
Correct.
heroine. Was that a conscious decision for you?
So I have always and always preferred quality over quantity. This is my life principle when it comes to every single thing, from the friends you make to the food you eat to the clothes you wear. It's always quality over quantity, and the same has been with work. Now, regarding all the characters that I've played, very rightly you have pointed it out and you observed that that is a conscious decision that I've made, and I'm very proud of it. Even though I remember after Kabir Singh, somebody said that, do you think you will always be like the second lead heroine? And I remember saying, I said, no, I don't think so, because that's not the way I look at it. I have always looked at it as I want to play a strong character, and that's what I've stuck to with all the things that I played. And I'll tell you one funny thing. Back in 2015, when I had to make the decision of like going to television, I was actually offered a film which was by a very decent production house, but the genre of the film was something I just didn't want to get associated with, because I knew if I get into that, I don't think I'll be able to break away from that image, and I could never see myself doing something like that. I literally chose television over doing that film. So, and I'm very proud of that decision. So, this has been like a primary principle of life.
You know, I personally like it when, you know, I sit down with a lot of actors and
Yeah.
actresses, and when they say that they are very proud of the decisions that they've made, because
Yeah.
there are many people who regret the decisions they make. you know.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's on a whim, or
right.
sometimes even when they are thinking a lot and
Yeah.
they still make decisions that
Correct.
they regret in the
Right.
future.
But that we all do, right?
Exactly.
But like, I'm also not happy about some decisions that I've made. But you always learn from it.
Exactly.
Always. Even with
Yeah.
people. I mean, I don't have a radar that I can know this is a good person, this is a bad person. I mean, sometimes you give yourself into a person thinking that the person is good. We can all go wrong, yeah? There's no harm in it.
And I love the fact that you're looking at it with such a positive approach. I'm taking that away today.
I'm glad you can take that away.
It's my Wednesday motivation.
Not bad. Wednesday motivation. Hashtag.
Okay. I want to know, coming back to, you know, Kabir Singh that you mentioned, there's a lot of noise around this one particular director. You know, his movies are always a major success in the box
Yeah.
office. And no matter what kind of characters he makes, they're always iconic.
Yeah.
So you were a part of that iconic film called Kabir Singh, and you had a very great role and the great performance that you did. People still talk about it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they must have asked you as well. But what is your take when you're looking at his movies and the portrayal of women in his films?
There's no portrayal of women, firstly.
Hmm.
He's not kind of going out there and saying this is how women are or this is how men are.
Okay.
I don't think that that's what he's doing. This is my interpretation of it. And then the whole toxicity, man versus woman debate comes in and stuff. I feel like he's just showing characters, and they are flawed characters. You don't have to get inspired by them. You don't have to say that that's the ideal way. The fact of all of this is that his films are being loved and his characters are being loved. So when I look at my character in Kabir Singh, I don't see that what this girl was, what she wanted. No, I see it as a character that I got to play. It's been loved. I'm more than happy. Do I want to take back something from it? No. Do I want to be that way? Do I want people to learn something from it? Absolutely not. People have loved it for how it was shown. And that's what his films are. And you can hate him, you can love him, whatever you say, but his films are doing well and they are being loved. That's the fact.
That's absolutely the final fact. Nothing
Yeah,
else
there's nothing
is
more.
important.
Yeah.
Okay. But working with Shahid Kapoor, I mean, I've met the man, he's enigmatic.
Yes.
I can't even imagine what you must have felt working alongside him. We always take one thing away. When
Right.
I'm sitting down with guests, that time only I'm taking something away from them.
Right.
You know? What did you take away from him or imbibe from him as an actor?
I think Shahid is somebody who knows his craft very well, and he doesn't let you know. He knows what he's going to do and you can never guess that. And I've seen his process when he's in front of the camera. So this is also something I realized when I actually saw the film. Because what I was seeing on set and what I saw on the screen, I just didn't guess that this is how it's going to look. So I remember after watching the film and telling him also I said, I genuinely didn't know that this is how good this would look. And he just smiled at me and he's like, oh, really? Thank you. So I think the one thing I want to take back from him is his understanding of the craft.
That's true. That's very true. I think
And we all agree. Like, he's known for his performances. I mean, there's not one film that you can pinpoint and say, oh, Shahid wasn't good here. He's actually always performed well.
I think he's a terrific actor.
Yes.
Like they say, some are born to be actors. He was like that. He's like that. Okay. This is something coming from a personal front as well.
Yeah.
I felt this personally, and I want to know if ever you feel it as well. Like an uncertainty, and it's unjust and unfair sometimes in life when I work towards a goal.
Yeah.
Okay. As a person, and if you are working towards a role or wanting that role, and you really, really have worked hard, but then somebody else comes in and with little or no effort almost, they take that kind of role away or the character that you have been working for, and then you just feel it's just very unjust. What do you do then?
So, to be honest, touchwood, that's not happened with me as such, where I've really worked for something in particular and that's gone away from me. But there are other versions of this that do happen often, where you think that you have everything in yourself to kind of do justice to that character and it kind of goes to somebody else. But I'll tell you something, and this is not just this industry, but like I believe we all are freelancers over here. We all work for ourselves. We don't have an employer or somebody doing this to us. This is always going to be there. And it's not that this happens to me or this happens to you. It happens to the biggest of the biggest people. So these are those tough facts of life, those bitter truths. The sooner you accept it, the better it's going to be. Always. It's always going to be better. And once you really accept this reality, what's going to happen is that you're going to take it less seriously. You're going to get less affected. And you'll be able to move on better. You're not going to get so disheartened that you're just like, oh my God, I'm not meant for anything good. And why is this happening to me? None of those thoughts will come to you. This happens over a time. But I'm just saying, the sooner you make peace with this, the better you'll be able to move ahead in life. And you'll realize that actually better things always come for you. So there's something that I believe very strongly is that whatever happens, happens for the good. There's something basic we were taught when we were kids. Jo bhi hota hai, achhe ke liye hota hai. So even if there's something, and I'll tell you with experience, I've realized there are things that have not worked out for me. And today when I look at those things when they came out, I'm talking about primarily films, I'm really happy I was not a part of it. I think I can barely pick on like 1 or 2 films which I'm like, oh man, I really wish I would have been a part of. Rest, everything that has not come to me and I tried for, I'm like, this happened for the good in the long run. So always have this belief that in the long run, this is for your better.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nikita. I think that was.
I hope this helps.
I of course.
Yeah, that's what I said. The sooner you get to peace with this.
Yeah, and I completely believe on that. Whatever happens, happens for a reason and for a good reason.
Yes.
So if it's not this, it's a better one, definitely. So but वो उस time पे थोड़ा difficult होता है, लेकिन बाद में समझ में आ जाता है. Okay, moving on. The transition from TV to movies again that you did. Obviously you said was a leap of faith,
right.
But TV personalities have a lot of times revealed that they have been discriminated. Like all of them are now going into movies, but they've always said that there's a discrimination, a distinction that is always made, that they are looked down upon, or they are always distinct कि ये TV personalities हैं, तो इनको इस तरह से treat करना है.
जी.
Have you ever felt something like that?
So briefly, yes. I won't say it's not happened ever. In fact, when I started off with Miss India, so I used to actually just walk the ramp and then I started hosting. When I made the switch from hosting to television, a lot of times I got to hear, and I remember my director also telling me, "Tum model theek ho, tum acting mat karo, because you're very uptight." And then when I made the switch from television to films, I got to hear this, ki, "Oh no, this is a TV actor. Let's not, give her something like that." I mean, I don't know what to say on this, but then this is our mentality. We all think like this. And what also happens is that when you're playing something, we always tend to associate that person with that character, right? Like today, if you're talking about Kabir Singh, that's probably the first thing that comes to your mind when you see me, because that image is so deeply drilled in everybody's head. Similarly, in television, because you're so, like your visibility is so much, when you're doing your show every single day, you're in people's houses, they kind of connect you with that character. And that's why people have these double thoughts that, oh no, you're meant for TV. The one thing I really appreciate right now, what's happened, and I think that's with also the kind of the way OTT has expanded, is that this transition has become much better. From
Yes.
films to OTT to television, people are able to switch sides and like go whichever way, which is, I think, great. And now people also don't judge you that much as they used to before, which I feel is a blessing for people like us.
Absolutely, I completely agree. I mean, I would love to see some actors in TV,
Yes.
some of them in movies.
Of course.
So it's a vice versa.
Yes.
I completely agree with
Yes.
that. Over to some fun questions.
Please do.
If there is one Bollywood actor that you would really, really want to work with, who would it be and why?
For the nth time, saying this because I believe in manifestation, it is Shah Rukh Khan. I have always and always wanted to work with him for multiple reasons. I had one brief interaction with him where I had launched my first show with Shah Rukh on Screen Awards on the stage. So he did this whole rehearsal with us, and like we got to spend decent amount of time, and I saw his process of working. And since that day, it's been what, almost 10 years now, I have been saying this out and loud that I really want to work with Shah Rukh Khan. Just to be a part of his working world.
Wow, I wish that happened.
I hope so too.
I mean, you know, like, just looking at that man, I feel so happy.
Exactly, right? Yeah.
But and we'll have to sit down again on another discussion.
Of course.
Only for Shah.
You know, my social media algorithm has literally caught on to this that I keep saying about Shah Rukh. And like sometimes when you're just scrolling through reels, there are so many suggested reels of Shah Rukh that keep coming. I'm like, please keep them coming. I don't have a problem.
This has happened with me.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. You are such a fashion icon in my eyes. I don't know about other people. In my eyes.
I'm glad because I'm not a fashion icon in my own eyes. So if you think that way, thank you.
No, but you always have this fashion which is very comfortable and
Yes.
something that I feel I can, you know, any kind of person, any girl or a
Right.
woman can, you know, relate to.
Right.
And it's relatable fashion.
Yeah.
So I want to know if there's one fashion tip that you would like to give on the go.
See, I'm not considered the most fashionable person in my head and even by people close to me. And I completely am at peace with that because my sense of fashion has always been comfort first, literally comfort first. Trends will come, they'll go, they are not here to stay. You need to see what you're feeling great in what outfit you're feeling best about yourself. So that's the primary thing that I follow. And if there's one thing that people like you who do admire my fashion want to take back is that just be as comfortable in your bodies and clothes as you can. That's literally going to ooze out the maximum confidence.
You know, when you were talking about comfort, something came to my mind, and I just want to know, in this industry, not just actually in this industry, in the world itself, women in particular are judged very harshly on different levels. What you wear, what you eat, how you look, your body type. If you're falling in love with someone, that is also an issue.
Yeah.
If you're dating someone, that is also an issue. Whom are you dating? That is also an issue. So in this kind of a, you know, world where we are so harshly judged all
Yeah.
the time, do you feel that it becomes very difficult for us to fall in love freely, to date freely, and to just make peace with ourselves?
They're two different things. Make peace with ourselves and fall in love. Regarding make peace with ourselves, we are in a culture where everything has to be looking perfect on social media. You know, you're using your filters to get yourself a sharper jawline. You're using filters to remove any kind of freckles or marks on your face. You're editing any kind of fat that's visible. That's the world we are in. So this pressure of trying to look perfect is unfortunately something that, you know, really gets in the way when you're trying to make peace with yourself. In fact, in my team, I give them a very funny brief. When somebody comes to do makeup for me, I'm just like, even if I have dark circles, I am okay with dark circles being visible. Please do not put too much makeup on my face. Like, I personally hate too much makeup. I personally hate very heavily edited pictures. These are some things I do not like. And I'm very okay with accepting the fact that, okay, this is my flaw, but this is how it's visible. And I don't want to put up a show and give like a false picture to the world that, oh, but I look like this and I'm not like that. So that's an acceptance that we really have to get into ourselves. And maybe social media does not really help in that because we're really trying to aspire to be somebody else all the time and not making peace with ourselves. That's regarding to be in love with yourself, and now to be in love with somebody else. I'm going to talk about, like, in a profession like ours, unfortunately, everybody's eyes are on you. Who are you meeting? Who are you going out with? Even a friendship is taken in a wrong way. So it does get difficult to date. And what happens is that, like, I mean, I have never gotten on a dating app where I'm like, okay, now I'm going to meet people. So also, like, meeting people, I think, is a bit of an issue for us. So yeah, dating is difficult. I mean, I've been single for 2 years now, so I'm definitely going to say finding somebody is extremely difficult.
But what is your take on love? When I ask you what love means to you, what would it be?
I think, like I said about clothes, love is comfort. It is the place where you're at ease, where you feel at home. Just being with the person makes you feel at home. I think you want to look forward to going back to that person. That's love.
Wow, super. But before I let you go, Nikita, last question.
Yes.
But this is the most important one.
Okay.
As our podcast is named as Not So Mainstream,
Not so
I want to know, I mean, obviously the audience and I will agree that an unconventional journey already makes you not so mainstream. But what is that one thing that you feel makes Nikita Dutta not so mainstream in this industry?
Wow, you really got me thinking. What makes me not so mainstream? I think just the way I am. I know I have a certain way of thinking. I have certain habits. I have a certain mentality. I haven't fallen into the cliches of what is expected to be when you are an actress. I feel that makes me not so mainstream.
Wow, super. Well, that was the end. Thank you so much, Nikita.
you.
I loved talking to you.
It has been a pleasure.
I'm taking so many lessons today.
I'm glad. I'm really glad. If at all this has been of any help.
And I think you guys are going to agree after watching this whole, conversation, that it has been warm, it has been very inspiring, motivating, and I think she's set the record straight on a lot of things. And I love the way how you are so sorted in your life. Please keep being like that.
Thank you.
Because the more I meet you, the more I'll become more sorted.
We'll meet more often.
Yes, absolutely. And I also want to tell you, the beauty that comes over here is completely, it's a natural hair. It's for the Zen mode that she is in peace with herself. So yeah, that is what is here. Thank you so much, Nikita.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on Not So Mainstream and on Pop Diaries channel.
Thank you.
And guys, as I keep saying, don't forget to watch Danga in theatres near you. And obviously, don't forget to watch this interview and this conversation. If you like it, share it. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and click on that bell icon to keep knowing more conversations that come your way. And this was Manjari Mukherjee exclusively on Pop Diaries channel. Bye.